you know, people come up to me a lot of the time and they say, well, I'm 6 or 7 and I haven't chosen a sport. That's fine. You know, try everything and see what you're suited to. It's about having fun and making those positive connections and realising that sport, I think sometimes there's a false kind of interpretation that sport is hard and sport is only for the elite, which is something that you know, I try and get away from. It's more, sport can be for anybody. It can be walking your dog, it can be playing catch with your friends, and I think it's about having those positive connections, so realising that it can make a physical difference to you for the better, that you can make friends, that you can have, you know, you can build your confidence, but also you can network greatly, and it gives you transferable skills for later in life, you know, working and things. And I think a great way of saying to people that despite any of my problems related to a disability or an impairment, I can achieve. And I think that's probably the greatest thing at grassroots, along with obviously positive support of others around you is absolutely pivotal. As I said, mentioned, my mum and dad were key in that, and you know, there were struggles, there were times where I was like, no, can't physically compete, so I'm not going to. But I think it's about having that realisation that, you know, to somebody catching a ball may be really insignificant, but if it's important to you as a person and it's one of your goals, then you stick with it, because you never know where that could lead. Okay, you catch a tennis ball one day, then you can hit it with a racket and see how these things build, but they don't have to build. They can stay and you can enjoy it. But I think that's where sport is so great. It allows pathways for eliteness, but it also allows pathways for just enjoyment and community togetherness and friendships. And that's the real base. You know, that's what sport is all about. It's friendship, commitment, teamwork. That people are often quite scared and quite worried about the potential for harm to people with disabilities. But I think it's about focusing on what they can do and what their strengths are, but also what they can bring to your organisation. So obviously, going back to myself, you know, there's a number of different wheelchair rugby players in my team, but we all bring a different element, and I think that is what's so key. Is somebody with a disability, yes, we can all talk about limitations. Everybody in life has limitations, but there are also so many special qualities to those people, and I think it's about reaching out and empowering them by saying you can make a difference. You know, you can be the next coach of the future. You can be the next coach or the next David Weir. You can, you know, excel yourself. But I think it's about opening up and saying to them, yes, there are competitive opportunities, but there are also opportunities for coaching, there's opportunities for volunteering, opportunities for friendship. It's far more than, sport is far more than just competing. And I think it's about, you know, opening up and reaching out to those people and saying, we want you because we feel you can be a positive part to our team because you're a good leader, you're a good, you know, you're a good communicator. And I think, you know, the difference they can make, but also appealing to them about the differences you can make to them. So as I say, confidence, self-esteem, you know, you can work as part of the team, because a lot of the time, you know, a lot of things are said about disabled people becoming isolated, and I think it's great that sport can get them out of that, whichever that may be. That might be in a coach capacity or a player or an athlete, and they're great things to have in life.